Alright, you rejoin us now in part 2 of our family road trip to Shenandoah National Park in our Tesla. In part 1, we drove down through New Jersey, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, Maryland, and Virginia on our way to the park, hit a few Superchargers, got some good food, and started exploring the park with a hike. If you're looking for that, you can find it in the description below. With that, let's continue our journey. Alright, well, we are now heading back from Thornton Hollow Overlook back to Skyland for our lunch. And interesting thing is we drove over 30 minutes and only used I guess 3%, 2 or 3% of our battery capacity, whereas like that same drive on the way up I think took 10 or 15%. So it just shows how much the elevation really makes a difference. And coming back down and on regen pretty much the whole way, we almost we barely used any power and we're almost adding some. But I'm sure we're going to use quite a bit more on the way back now. Alright, so talking about performance driving in the Tesla, because we're on a pretty fun road here going up and down the mountain, doing the squiggles. And you know, even at this speed, the speed limit on here is 35 and it drops down to 25 in places. It is still quite fun to drive. So I would, you know, overall compare this to the Model 3. And so I would say, you know, Model Y, not quite as well connected to the road. The handling's not quite there compared to the 3. And you also have a bit more body roll from the car. But compared to almost anything else, especially considering, you know, this is a fairly largish mid-size or compact, I guess, utility vehicle or CUV, it is still very sporty and very fun to drive. I think you know, combine the fact of the electric drive, just having so much torque instantly available, and just being able to go from, you know, very slow speed to an absolute rocket. It's just a ton of fun on a road like this. And the steering is just really awesome. It's so, it just like feels very responsive, you know, almost not like twitchy, but just very, very, very well tuned and very connected between the wheel and the wheels and what the car is actually doing. So you can just put these like very small inputs into the wheel and the car instantly responds to it, which is fantastic. The overall car feels, you know, quite connected to the road, even with the distance between the wheels and everything. It doesn't feel like, you know, you're losing grip from any of the 4 tires, even as you are going through some of these, you know, off camber turns here. And just having regenerative braking and being able to drive, you know, in 1 foot, 1 pedal mode is also just a lot of fun when you're kind of performance driving like this, or even just like recreationally fun driving. Just means, you know, you're not like constantly shifting your foot between the accelerator and the brake. I'm just doing everything all 1 foot right now, and absolutely no problem to do that. When we were coming down the mountain before, we were getting a little bit of limitation of the regenerative brakes because they'd just been, you know, charging like pretty much consistently for a while as we were coming straight down. But they were still going, and it was still enough to use, you know, kind of for like the slowing down as you're getting up to corners and stuff. So I really like barely ever touch the brakes in this car. I would say, you know, probably comparing this to the performance, this might be like a road where you actually would like the performance. It's not so much that you're going to have a whole lot difference in terms of acceleration or like driving feel, but from the suspension and the overall like ride quality, I think is going to be a bit better in performance. And when you're going kind of, you know, again through like these off camber, off axis kind of turns, and just kind of, you know, constantly shifting the weight of the car back and forth as you're serpentining through the mountain, it would be nice to have a little bit more of a stiff connection for that, I think. But when you're talking about like your daily driving, your commuting, city driving stuff, I think, you know, it's actually nicer to have a little bit more roll here in the non-performance version. Not at all a fan of this. Don't need this. You're taking it from other people. Boo. Alright, we're wrapping up our food here at Skylands dining room. We had chicken fingers, we had a grilled cheese, and I had an Impossible burger that these two vultures ate half of, and all my sweet potato fries. So I guess it was good. Lovely views as well. Yeah, on second, bud. And I quite like this. Right, well, we are done with our lunch now, and we're gonna go head to the Harry F. Bird Visitor Center, where we saw charge point chargers, although they don't show up on PlugShare, so I think they might not be activated yet, but we're gonna give it a shot. And that'll put us fairly close to the Dark Hollow Falls hike to the waterfall that we want to do. So if the charger's not working, we'll probably just go move over to the parking lot so that we're a little bit closer. Problem here, there's one charger here, and it's being taken up by a Pacifica plug-in hybrid. It's absolutely ludicrous, and I'm starting to get really frustrated by these situations. They need to, first of all, the fact that there's only one here is insanity. And second of all, like, come on, you plug-in hybrid like that, and you're going to block people with battery ones from using it? So this situation is only going to get worse and worse. All right, this is the Dark Hollow Falls Trail. It says 1.4 miles. It says it takes an hour and 15 minutes. It's just an out and back. And it says it's moderate, but the walk back can be strenuous. And unfortunately, no pets are allowed, which is disappointing because poor Hershey wanted to get out of the car. It is not to be. We'll see if we get any other hikes in. I think this is probably our last. And then we're gonna go get dinner and probably get to the campground so that we can get a fire going and do some s'mores. So the hike down is fairly easy, but the hike back up is a little bit strenuous. So legend says that Thomas Jefferson really liked these falls and would spend hours just sitting down here, contemplating life, politics, nature, all manner of philosophical issues at the base of these falls. And then probably wondered what he was thinking when he had to do this hike back up. I hope he had a walking stick. All right, we are at the Harry F. Bird Senior Visitor Center, and we're finally able to get the EV charger, although I'm only using it for 2 seconds while I went to the bathroom. But I just wanted to test it out and make sure it's working because it's not on PlugShare. Yes, we're getting 7 kilowatts. And we haven't really added very much because I went just a second ago. 73%. Does seem to be working in case anybody is heading here and wasn't sure if this one is good or not. So that means there are 3 along like a 15-ish mile, maybe 10 mile stretch here between Skylands and this visitor center. So they work in a pinch. Look, the sun is trying to come out and there's actually a view now. Yay! Alright, hey boys, I'm gonna
Little
Perfect,
Daddy.
okay.
Make sure you don't lose your phone now. And make sure you don't lose yourself down there.
Okay, I'll be right back, right? All right, we are getting dinner here at Skyland Lodge now, and did some damage on the IPA again. We have the pasta, and then we have kids' burger with some provolone and French fries, as well as the grilled cheese, which was a hit from before, and the chili, or the lentil chili, which was quite delicious actually. It was a very good choice by this guy. Anders, how's the food? All right, well, we just finished dinner at Skyland Lodge, which was pretty good, I'd say. The lentil chili was delicious. My pasta was pretty good, and the boys enjoyed their food.
And I enjoyed my hamburger.
Yes, sir.
And my pickle.
And the pickle? Yeah, you are mommy's kids that you love pickles so much. But I love pickles too. And we got to charge the car while we were sitting there, which was a nice little bonus. So we got like 15-ish%. Dinner took a little while. Yeah, I think we were there almost an hour and a half. It was a little bit slow, but I understand it because it's almost the end of the year, yet it is still quite crowded here. And they don't have a whole lot of staff there, which is understandable because people aren't paid enough. So I think it is always important to remember, and something that I am trying to teach the boys is that you got to be patient with them. It is not their fault that it takes a while. They're doing the best that they can, and you should always reward them with a generous tip regardless. What did I say?
You said a bad word.
I didn't say a bad word.
Oh.
I said be generous. Generous is being nice. What does it mean? No. Generous means being nice and sharing and being kind.
No, it's a bad word. It's a bad word.
All right, well, anyway, while we were eating for about an hour and a half or so, we got to charge up.
It's a bad word. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong.
Got to charge up on the.
Woke a glass of water.
Yes, you did. On the J1172 charge point charger with our adapter, which is always key to have. While there was a Model X that was there the entire time, and I assume it's just going to be sitting there overnight because I think they're staying there.
Oopsie.
But it was quite a nice place. I would say if we, weren't kind of dead set on camping, I'd be very happy staying at the Skylands Lodge with the 2 chargers, one Tesla destination one, and then they had a very nice little fire going on inside, some rockers, and it was quite quaint. On the inside of the place where I bought the firewood. But we are heading back to our campsite with our tent. Gonna get the car docked up in it, and then we're gonna get our campfire going. We just got some firewood, and we're gonna do some s'mores and sit and enjoy each other's company around the fire. Then these guys are gonna go to bed while I get everything set for tomorrow. And then we are
going to call mommy.
I don't think we'll be able to call mommy, but we don't have service there. And we're gonna get to bed. Cell phone service. And then tomorrow it is down through the rest of the park on our drive before we go. Cell phone. We don't have cell phone, so we don't have like internet on our phone while we're there. So we'll hit Charlottesville, get food there and the Supercharger, and then head back home via Delaware. So that's probably our night. See you tomorrow morning. And I probably shouldn't do this and get demonetized for doing the music, but the classic hit station here in the park, 105.5. We've been playing some rockers. We got Thunderstruck now, and we had Hush and Call Me Al and Radar Love, all while we were driving around here before, which was fantastic. So highly recommend it. Although it does seem to cut out a little bit and get replaced by a 90s station, which is also quite good. So I didn't really mind when it was like switching back and forth between the two because they were both playing some bangers. So quite like that. Highly recommend Classic Hits 105.5 when you are in Shenandoah National Park. Alright, that's all I got. Alright, we are set here camping in our car. I'm sitting here in the trunk, which is actually quite comfortable. Got my lights, and the heat was going. We had our music going, but it just stopped for some reason. And here's everybody chilling in the tent. So I'm just gonna sit here and read my Kindle, finish my beer, because it is pouring outside and we don't want to go out there. But it's honestly very cozy in here. I'm actually pretty hot with the heat going in here. So highly recommend camping in the back of a Tesla. All right, we are heading out of here after a very rainy and soggy night of camping. The roof on the tent kept getting waterlogged and too heavy and then folding down in on us. So I had to keep getting up to fix it every, well, it lasted until about 3. Then from 3 to 4 it was falling like every 5 minutes. Then it did all right for a while again, and then at 6 it started falling again. So we just decided that we were done and we would head out and get back home. So we are heading out of the campground now, gonna drive through the rest of the park, even though there's not really too much to see. But hey, we're here. And then it's off to Charlottesville. So the nice thing was the tent actually folded back down very easily and quickly. So what we kind of did was leave the tent up until the very last thing. We got everything loaded in the back of the car through the tent so that we stayed fairly dry. And then folded the tent off down and got that in last. So right here. So that wasn't too bad, although it was absolutely bucketing rain like this when we were leaving. So, all right, we gotta put our campground receipt in here so that they know we are all done. And I don't know, I don't think there's gonna be that many people checking in right now. It's supposed to rain like this pretty much all day, although it wasn't supposed to start raining until closer to noon, but it started last night as we were trying to get our campfire going and had no success, and hasn't really stopped. All right, well, time to get some of those sick tunes going again on Classic Hits 105.5. Not a sponsor, but could be. How are you guys doing? Did you guys like your camping? Okay. Was it still not this part right now? Well, the good thing is because we got chased in by the rain, I was laying down and asleep by about 9 o'clock. So even with the not great night of sleep, I feel pretty well rested, honestly. Look at the deer. Oh, that's not nice. Look at all the deer, guys. Look at this one. Isn't he so cool with his antlers? Look at how beautiful he is.
I didn't see all the other one. Horseback.
Oh, that? Yeah, you could ride horses there. All right, well, time to hit the road. The old dusty trail. Country roads, bring me home. It's a whole family, yeah.
Oh no, a bigger one.
I'm just gonna stand there, look. Excuse me.
So it's being nice to us.
Poor deer, they must be so soggy. We got turkeys.
For Thanksgiving.
There's Thanksgiving.
It's only one. It's only one.
Thanksgiving
Oh, two.
turkeys.
It's 3. No 4. No 5. No 6. No 7. No 8. No 9. There is 2.
Blue Ridge Parkway begins here. Goes down through Virginia, North Carolina, and to Great Smokies. Yeah. Not today though.
Into that now because look, the wild.
Alright, let's look in a second. Alright, well we are now heading into Charlottesville, and we are going to be stopping at the Supercharger there, which is nice, well located near some restaurants and stuff. So there's a Duck Donuts, which we love, and there's a Torchy's Tacos, which we're going to pick up to take home. And then we're also going to make a little detour at Green Burger, which is vegetarian burgers, and there's a level 2 public charger there, and it's also right next to Star Hill Brewery, which is supposed to be one of the best ones kind of in this area. Alright, and we're losing autopilot and cruise control because of the slick conditions right now. I think it just felt a little bit of wheel spin and kicked itself off, so that's fine. We don't need that anyway. So I'm just gonna pilot us in manually. Get there soon. Alright, here's the Tesla Supercharger of Charlottesville. Because that's just where the donut place is. So it looks like it is, yep, another V2, but at least it's got this one. So public service announcement, these ones are to pull into in case you have a trailer.
Dad, are we walking?
So always leave these ones. Yes, bud. Always leave those for people with trailers. And these ones are all shared, so we are gonna take this one. So the only other Tesla here right now is this Model X. Lovely.
Not
All right.
lovely.
Not lovely?
It's raining.
I know it's raining. Yeah.
Dad, that's a lovely parking.
Thanks so much, bud. All right, let's get ourselves charging.
Look, that one's for a trailer.
All right, and oh, you gotta be kidding me. I don't know why they can't make these things slightly longer. Yes, sir. All right. And we are starting to charge. Minutes to get to full. Wow, that's pretty good. Alright, I just want to make sure we get up above 75 or so. Yep, alright, looking good. Alright, perfect. So we got here at 50%, and let's just look at our last one. So we went 91 miles, 19 kilowatt hours, 210 watt hours per mile.
We have 50% now.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right. Is somebody
now
stepping on Hershey?
51. Nope.
All right. We are cranking. You hear the fan ripping? We're only getting 110 though, which is not awesome. We stopped for Duck Donuts. So good. They just came out. They are piping hot and melty and gooey. I got the peanut butter paradise. What'd you get, Axel?
What number are we? I got Blaze. What number are we?
Glazed with sprinkles. 61. We were 36 minutes. And Anders, what'd you get? Blueberry pancake?
You're welcome. Yeah.
Nice. And how is it?
Yours is good, Daddy.
Yeah. Peanut butter. This is a pretty nice spot for a supercharger. It's back there, but you walk over here and you got all these stores, Duck Donuts, burger place, ooh, oyster bar. Maybe we should go stop there. And there's, most importantly, Burger Bach. Yep. And a New Zealand-inspired gastropub, that says. Interesting. And then there's a movie theater. So you can watch a short movie while you charge. Uh-huh. And then there's Torchy's Tacos. Right. Destination. Pit stop. We have the Tesla Supercharger, and this Hyatt has a whole bunch, let's see, 4 different charge point level 2 ones, which is great. Good to see more level 2 charger ones.
Just look at the slow charger.
Mm-hmm. And now at the Supercharger, we've got a red Model 3 and a black Model S. And everyone has spaced themselves out appropriately. Well done, people. Here.
Hello.
Okay. We charged all the way to 100% because we were waiting for our food. And it was, I think, about 45 minutes that it took. So I'll try to get some of the stats out of the app afterward and post them up on the screen. But now we are off to Greenburger and Star Hill Brewing. All right, and we even have we have public charging here at the Dairy Market, which is where Star Hill Brewing and Greenburger is. So we're gonna get even more topped up while we are here. All right, we have Citizen Burger, and they have No Bull is like their local veggie burger brand, I guess. And Star Hill Brewing, their Reviver Red IPA, which is delicious. This. Oh yeah, that's good. Yum. Boy, this is electric vehicle city here. We have a Bolt EUV, and then another Bolt EUV. I've never seen those before, and then 2 of them right here. I don't know, they must be giving them out on special if you go to University of Virginia. And there are about 20 Teslas that I've seen here too. But yet nobody's actually charging. All right, well that was a great stop. Quite good burgers, nice beer, and now we have what appears to be a horrible drive home with traffic, and it's going to take us 7 hours to get home now, including our stop. But see how all of that goes. So the car wants us to stop twice, which it likes to do that, like optimizing kind of these short stops versus just doing like one big long one. I'd rather do one big long one. So I have us routing to a 250 V3 in Newcastle, Delaware, and we're getting there with 17%, which is plenty. So I don't know why it was telling us to stop first. I wanted to add another stop before that for some reason, but we don't need that. It's a nice area. I like Charlottesville's pretty cool.
Looks like a baby to me.
It's home to University of Virginia Cavaliers and a lot of breweries. This is nice. We have the express lanes all to ourselves, and the speed limit over here is 70. I kind of like how they do it with the dynamic toll pricing, so it's not that expensive right now because there's not much demand and there's not a lot of traffic. But it works for us because then I don't have to worry about just being stuck behind people in the left lane. And we are 3 of us anyway, so we get to use the HOV. So well done, Virginia. We're stopping at Delaware House Travel Center, which has 12 Tesla stalls, V21s, and I think there's Electrify America or something else here too, so to see what other cars are here. But that was a long 4+ hour drive, and I've got to go to the bathroom pretty bad. So good timing. Here is the charger. Got a lot of red Teslas. Oh look, I got a little Tesla logo on the ground. That's fun.
What's that gray thing?
It's a Model S. Oh, we're just gonna charge so slow. Right. Alright. It's very busy here at the Supercharger. Almost all the spots taken, except somehow the one next to us. How lucky are we? So we're the only ones here getting full power. Nice. Helps to have kids where you're busy opening the doors for a long time. So yeah, full house, and we got every model represented. From 3 to X to Y to S's down there. We just need some Cybertrucks here. And Roadsters. Alright, short stop for us. Get on the road. Our driving stats from that leg of our journey. So that was, oh wait, this is showing just here now. Okay, well that's not super helpful. Alright, well never mind. Can we see it here maybe? Okay, yeah, so we were driving almost 4 hours, 215 miles. And we used 260 watt hours per mile, which is not great. And we got 5 minutes left till we go. So I noticed, first of all, kind of weird thing to put Sentry mode on while you're charging it. Noticed the rims on this car look almost as bad as ours did on the old one. And you can see even on that red one there too, same thing. It's definitely a thing with the 3s. I haven't had it as much on the Y, and definitely having these laminar rims helps. But interesting charging station here. Tesla only at the Biden, Delaware Welcome Center. And no Electrify America or anything else, which I am quite surprised about. Charging already, that was a very fast one. Although we did drop down to, we're getting 69 kilowatts now, which is not great because this other car parked next to us and we're sharing. So we're lucky that we didn't need to charge all too much, but I really am not a huge fan of these version 2 ones. All right, so we added 41 kilowatt hours, and let's see how long. Oh, we're at $19. All right, so we got to get done here. All right, and yep. So next stop home. All right, this is the Biden, Delaware Welcome Center, and we just finished charging, and now we are heading back home. A lot of stuff here, but massive Welcome Center. I'm just very surprised that there is no other EV charging here except the Tesla charger. I saw there was like one J11721, but no fast charging for other cars in CCS here. So that is quite odd. Alright, back on the highway. I've never seen this before. Autopilot speed limited for emergency lights. I've never seen before. I feel like this came in a recent update. Although now it's not even noticing that the lights are up there. Oh, probably because it's over the hill. Let's see if it does it again. Doesn't seem to notice them. Alright, well, what else? So one observation from our drive on the EV's front, we saw a ton of Teslas, 2 Rivians, 2 Chevy Bolts, but we didn't see, that was the first Polestar that we've seen, and we didn't see a single Mach-E or any Ioniqs or EV6s or Genesises. So very strange distribution of EVs today. And we also passed an Electrify America station and there were no cars charging there at a New Jersey service station. So everyone's out road tripping their Tesla today, which I guess I understand because it is a great road tripping car, and especially where we were going, the Supercharger network was phenomenal. So if you are looking for an EV specifically for road tripping, definitely still makes sense to get a Tesla. Tesla, Tesla, Tesla. Model Y parade. It's just like the Italian job, except Model Y is in everybody's clothes. Alright, time to play one of my favorite games, which is this light bar on the car an indication that it's actually a cool car? Or is it a fake out? Let's see.
Daddy has the cheese touch.
I have the cheese touch. Oh, is it a pulsar?
And if you step on it, it's a cheese touch and your fingers are not.
I think it's a,
you have it.
I think it's a
But
pulsar.
if your fingers are crossed, you don't have.
Yeah.
But if
Sure
like,
is.
if you're like you don't have your fingers
Sure
crossed,
is.
you have to go run.
Alright, well we are getting close to home, and I think this is as good as the time as any to wrap up our road trip since we're in a little Model Y parade here. So our final energy usage, 274 watt hours per mile.
Now let's get
And with that, I hope you enjoyed watching a little bit of our road trip down to Shenandoah National Park. If you've made it this far, please do take a minute to like the video. It helps other people find it and helps me grow the channel. And if you are interested in this and other content, please do subscribe for more. With that, thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.
Don't bite my